The stark reality of a president demanding judges' impeachment for ruling against him tests our democracy. President Trump's fiery statements escalated tensions with the judiciary, alarming legal scholars and officials. His attacks targeted federal judges blocking controversial deportation flights of alleged Venezuelan gang members under an obscure 18th century law. When Judge James E. Boasberg ruled against these deportations, Trump called him a troublemaker and demanded impeachment, sparking debate. Such a move is unprecedented in modern politics, as impeachment has traditionally been reserved for egregious misconduct, not legal disputes. Chief Justice John Roberts rebuked these calls, reminding Americans that the appellate process, not impeachment, addresses rulings. He emphasized that for over 2 centuries, the nation has deemed impeachment an inappropriate remedy for judicial disagreements. Experts concur that using impeachment to punish unpopular rulings imperils judicial independence. Ed Whelan, a conservative commentator, says nothing in Boasberg's ruling justifies impeachment, echoing the consensus that such threats lack merit. This confrontation underscores the court's role as an impartial bulwark against executive overreach. Historically, the judiciary has intervened when presidential actions overstep constitutional limits. By demanding impeachment, Trump signals that adverse rulings are intolerable rather than a legitimate aspect of checks and balances. Impeachment was intended for treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors, not for punishing judges issuing unpopular decisions. Past judicial removals involved ethical or criminal violations, not disputed interpretations of law. This long-standing principle bolsters public trust that judges are independent. Boasberg examined whether the administration could invoke the Alien Enemies Act for rapid deportations without congressional or war authorization. Critics argue the Constitution demands due process and cautioned against labeling entire groups hostile. When Boasberg paused the deportations, the White House reacted angrily. Elon Musk and other Trump allies clamored for impeachment, but offered scant legal justification. Trump's party introduced impeachment articles, though few expect success. Such attempts intimidate judges, side with the administration, or risk removal, undermining judicial independence that sets America apart from authoritarian regimes. Americans pride themselves on a judiciary that ensures no one is above the law. Roberts' statement stresses that challenging presidential authority through rulings doesn't make a judge illegitimate or impeachable. He also warned this rhetoric could incite threats or violence against judges. Recent harassment cases show why judicial independence is essential for public trust and safety. Constitutional balance demands each branch respect the others. Impeachment threats for lawful rulings are an overreach. Scholars warn weakening judicial independence leads to unchecked executive power. Civil rights groups decry partisan impeachment attempts, saying it discourages talented jurists from serving. Normally, losing parties appeal to higher courts, not remove judges over unfavorable outcomes. If the administration thinks Boasberg erred, it can appeal. That approach preserves the rule of law rather than giving in to executive impatience. Trump's calls undermine separation of powers. Previous presidents endured judicial setbacks but seldom resorted to impeachment. While tension between the judiciary and White House is not new, this moment shows how fast norms can fray. Observers note Roberts, though conservative, routinely defends the judiciary from political intrusion. A neutral arbiter in constitutional disputes must rise above partisanship. Caving to intimidation would destroy trust in impartial justice. Alleged gang infiltration spurred the deportations, but critics assert the administration exceeded its authority. Courts must verify whether these measures align with constitutional protections. Boasberg's ruling was a temporary check to ensure thorough review. The president's troublemaker label dismisses legitimate judicial oversight. Whelan warns that normalizing impeachment for unfavorable rulings trivializes the process. If weaponized, it could target judges appointed by any president, fueling endless reprisals. Policymakers and bar associations maintain that protecting judicial independence is vital for safeguarding constitutional rights. Politicizing the bench undermines public confidence in the justice system. Public opinion polls reveal unease about politicizing the courts. Continuous conflicts over executive action versus judicial checks raise governance concerns. Repeated crises may threaten America's stability under the rule of law. A balanced government demands each branch respect others' authority. No president is beyond judicial review, and no judge is immune from scrutiny. Yet scrutiny follows legal channels, not demands for abrupt removal. These events underscore the importance of civic education so citizens grasp the judiciary's critical independence. Presidential calls for impeachment without proven misconduct shake our constitutional foundation. Roberts' statement highlights that the nation's highest legal authority recognizes the gravity of these threats. Judge Boasberg's role in halting the administration's rapid deportation plan highlights the judiciary's duty to examine executive policies for constitutional compliance. By pausing enforcement, the court prevents potential harm to targeted individuals, ensuring their legal rights are not trampled by unilateral authority. Such interim orders reflect the deliberate pace demanded by American legal tradition. Heedful of this obligation, judges have long served as arbiters, ensuring neither the president nor any official is exempt from constitutional norms. By exercising independent review, they confirm that due process stands at the core of American governance. His words echo in courtrooms. Judges owe loyalty to the Constitution, not political figures. Despite today's turmoil, American institutions have historically endured via measured deliberation. Future historians might see this as a defining test of whether our system can withstand extraordinary pressure. If courts capitulate, public faith in fair justice collapses. If they remain firm, it reaffirms constitutional protections beyond political whims. Many hope the crisis renews respect for the judiciary's balancing role, preserving liberty through inter-branch accountability. Sustaining checks and balances is a collective duty. Without a robust judiciary, democracy weakens and law bends to ambition. In defending Boasberg, Roberts preserves the principle that courts guard against authoritarian impulses. Rejecting impeachment based on policy disputes, Roberts insists judicial decisions rest on legal merit. In a social media era of constant outrage, the Constitution must transcend partisanship. If the president disagrees, appeals are available. Voters also have their say, but the court's independence, built over centuries, must endure. When tensions cool, we hope this episode confirms the rule of law stands, even in heated times. Roberts reminds us, impeachment is no casual tool. It addresses grave misconduct alone. Until that high bar is met, impeachment chatter is counterproductive, endangering our founders' vision of balanced government. Removing judges simply for blocking policy sets a dangerous precedent and imperils our democracy. This episode confirms the rule of law stands, in times. Roberts reminds us, impeachment is no casual tool. It addresses grave misconduct alone. Until that high bar is met, impeachment chatter is counterproductive, endangering our founders' vision of balanced government. Removing judges simply for blocking policy sets a dangerous precedent and imperils our democracy. Judicial independence remains vital, ensuring constitutional safeguards for everyone. Such vigilance preserves broader justice.